post before the game that you're going to switch defenders onto Harden, but you really went with Paul George the entire game. Can you just talk about his defensive effort tonight?
I thought it was great. You know, James Harden is such a tough guard. We wanted to start off with Paul. And, you know, James does such a good job of drawing fouls. We thought if Paul picked up a quick one early, we would go to Jeff or possibly Glenn guarding James. But I just matched Paul's minutes with Harden. And Paul did a solid job of just staying in front of him, making him work, not really giving him anything. You know, 7 free throws is all that James got tonight. And we just made him shoot contested jump shots. That's what defense is all about, keeping these guys in front. We felt like if we could control the ball, keep the ball in front of us, we had a chance tonight.
Paul has had some success against him in the past. The 2 years the Pacers went to the conference finals, he, like 3 out of the 4 times, really played well. Is that something you kind of drew from? Were you aware of that? And did you have a lot of conversation with him about how to defend Harden?
No, it's just, I just felt like Paul's length on James and the way we wanted to guard him, Paul was the best guy for him, you know, to draw that assignment. And, you know, we went over that in shoot around. There were certain things we wanted to do defensively. And, you know, Paul does a good job of guarding out on the perimeter. You know, he's strong enough to guard in the post. And I just thought he did a good job of just, you know, being there, making James feel him, and not allowing him to really see the basket clearly tonight. And, you know, that's a tough task. He stayed in front of him, and that was the key.
You adjusted your rotation. You played 3 of your starters all 12 minutes of the first quarter, just because of the flow of the game, the way things were going?
Matchups, you know, no, it's just matchups. I wanted certain matchups when Harden was in the game, and we could go to our bench when he was sitting down. So the strategy behind that was when James was sitting down, I felt we could go with a certain group. And as I said, I wanted to match Paul's minutes with James.
Glenn Robinson has played much better since returning to the bench. He's shot much better. Do you think, is he more relaxed? What's going on with him, you think?
Possibly. You know, I think, you know, he hadn't been in that role, and I thought he did a good job for us. I felt like he was pressing a little bit in that starting role, and, you know, wanted to just change up our lineup and you know, put, you know, another shooter out there that could spread the floor, play with Paul and Jeff. And, you know, CJ, you know, can shoot the ball. You know, defensively, he's working hard to improve in that area. And, you know, with Jeff being able to push the ball and handle, and you got those 2 wings spreading the floor, it really opens up the floor.
Nate, you guys were able to move the ball extremely well tonight, 28 assists, 15 from Jeff Teague. What allowed you guys to be able to have that type of rhythm so early on and to continue that throughout the ball game?
Well, I don't think they believe me, but I just think when you're aggressive defensively, it puts you in a better offensive rhythm. When you are, you know, playing with that sense of urgency on the defensive end of the floor, everybody is scrapping, you're playing hard. You don't think about the offense, and you just kind of play in a flow in a good rhythm. And I think this is the 3rd game in a row that has happened. You know, we had a tough defensive assignment against Minnesota, 3 guys that averaged 20 points. I thought the defense was solid in that game. Offense, we had a good flow. Our last game against Sacramento, very physical game. Defensively, we scrapped for 48 minutes. Offensively, we had a pretty good flow again tonight. And, you know, normally with us, it's like when we have a good offensive game, we play well on the defensive end of the floor. I thought tonight we established our defense early, not giving these guys anything. You know, 2nd highest scoring team in the league, a tough challenge. But we established our defense early in the game, and offensively we played in a good rhythm. I thought Jeff was really good again tonight, you know, mixing up his attacks with finding perimeter shooters.